In the 14th century, a deadly plague swept across Europe, killing an estimated third of the population, known as the Black Death. This horrific pandemic was caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, spread by fleas on rats. It arrived in Europe in 1347, devastating cities, towns, and villages at a terrifying speed. The symptoms were brutal: fever, vomiting, swollen lymph nodes, and blackened skin. Death often followed within days. With no medical knowledge to stop the plague, fear gripped society, and many turned to superstition and religion. As the death toll rose, entire communities were wiped out. Fields went untended, trade collapsed, and labor became scarce. This marked a turning point in European society, with peasants gaining more power and the rigid feudal system beginning to weaken. The Black Death not only changed Europe's population, but forever altered its social and economic landscape, paving the way for the modern world.
The Battle of Thermopylae. In 480 BC, one of history's most famous battles took place, the Battle of Thermopylae. King Leonidas of Sparta, along with just 300 Spartan warriors, faced the massive Persian army led by King Xerxes. Despite being vastly outnumbered, Leonidas and his Spartans chose to defend the narrow pass at Thermopylae, knowing it was a strategic choke point. For 3 days, the Spartans held their ground, using their superior tactics and fighting skills to inflict heavy losses on the Persians. In the end, the Spartans were betrayed, and Leonidas was killed. But their sacrifice became a symbol of courage and resistance against impossible odds. Their heroic stand inspired Greece to unite, leading to eventual victory over the Persians. The legacy of Thermopylae endures to this day. Like and subscribe for more quick history lessons. The rise of the Mongol Empire. In the early 13th century, a young warrior named Genghis Khan set out to change the world. Born as Temujin in 1162, he united the fractured Mongol tribes, transforming them into a formidable force. With his brilliant military strategies, Genghis Khan led his armies to conquer vast territories, reaching from China to Eastern Europe. The Mongols were masters of speed and adaptability, using advanced tactics like feigned retreats and psychological warfare to outsmart their enemies. After his death in 1227, his successors expanded the empire even further, reaching its peak under Kublai Khan, Genghis's grandson. The Mongol Empire became the largest contiguous empire in history, facilitating trade and cultural exchange across Europe and Asia. The legacy of the Mongols reshaped the world, proving that a united force can conquer continents. Like and subscribe for more quick history lessons.
The Rosetta Stone. In 1799, a remarkable artifact was discovered that would change our understanding of ancient history, the Rosetta Stone. Found by French soldiers in the town of Rosetta during Napoleon's campaign in Egypt, this stone is much more than just an ancient relic. The Rosetta Stone features 3 scripts: Egyptian hieroglyphs, Demotic, and Greek. This unique combination was crucial for decoding the mysteries of ancient Egypt. In 1822, linguist Jean-François Champollion finally cracked the code, using the Greek text as a guide to unlock the secrets of hieroglyphs. Thanks to the Rosetta Stone, we gained insights into Egyptian culture, religion, and history, transforming our understanding of one of the world's oldest civilizations. The Rosetta Stone is more than just a rock. It's a key to our past. Like and subscribe for more fascinating historical discoveries. In 1959, the Cuban Revolution forever changed the island nation of Cuba and its place in world history. Led by Fidel Castro, a young lawyer turned revolutionary, a small group of guerrilla fighters overthrew Cuba's US-backed dictator, Fulgencio Batista. Castro's victory marked the start of a new era. Cuba would soon become the first communist country in the Western Hemisphere. Fidel promised social reforms, improved healthcare, and education. But his alliance with the Soviet Union led to tensions with the United States. The Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962 brought the world to the brink of nuclear war, solidifying the strained relationship between the US and Cuba for decades to come. The Cuban Revolution reshaped global politics, and its effects are still felt today. Like and subscribe for more quick history lessons. The fall of the Aztec Empire. In the early 16th century, one of the most powerful civilizations in the Americas faced a dramatic shift. In 1519, Spanish conquistador Hernán Cortés arrived on the shores of Mexico. Armed with advanced weaponry and a thirst for gold, he set his sights on the magnificent Aztec Empire. Tenochtitlan, the capital, was a stunning city built on a lake. Under Emperor Moctezuma II, the Aztecs believed Cortés was a returning god. This misunderstanding gave the Spaniards a strategic advantage. Forming alliances with rival tribes who resented Aztec rule, Cortés gathered forces. Together, they laid siege to Tenochtitlan, which led to fierce battles. In 1521, after months of conflict, the Aztec Empire crumbled. Disease, warfare, and betrayal led to the capture of Tenochtitlan, marking the end of an era. The fall of the Aztec Empire was a pivotal moment that reshaped the Americas, opening the door for Spanish colonization and a new chapter in history. In 1096, the First Crusade began, a major turning point in world history. Pope Urban II called for European Christians to reclaim the Holy Land from Muslim control, promising spiritual rewards for those who joined. Thousands answered the call, from knights to peasants, embarking on a perilous journey to Jerusalem. The Crusaders fought their way through Asia Minor, facing fierce resistance from Turkish forces. In 1099, after a brutal siege, the Crusaders finally captured Jerusalem, marking the end of the First Crusade. Though the Crusaders succeeded, their victory set the stage for centuries of conflict in the region. From Europe to the Holy Land, the First Crusade changed the course of history forever. Like and subscribe for more quick history lessons. October 4th, 1957. The Soviet Union changes the world forever by launching Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite to orbit Earth. At just 23 inches wide and weighing 184 pounds, Sputnik 1 wasn't large, but it was revolutionary. Equipped with 4 antennas, it sent out a simple beep, beep signal that could be heard all around the globe. That beep signaled the dawn of the space race between the US and the Soviet Union, sparking a global rush to conquer space. Within minutes of its launch, Sputnik 1 became a symbol of Soviet space dominance and pushed the US to accelerate its own space program. Sputnik the 1st of May have been small, but it set the stage for one of the most intense competitions in human history. The Plague of Justinian, one of history's deadliest pandemics in the 6th century. The Byzantine Empire was thriving under Emperor Justinian I. But in 541 AD, disaster struck when a mysterious plague swept through the empire, originating from the bustling trade routes. This outbreak, caused by the Yersinia pestis bacterium, was transmitted by fleas living on rats, infecting people at an alarming rate. It was devastating, killing an estimated 25 to 50 million people across Europe, Asia, and Africa. The Plague of Justinian had catastrophic effects on the Byzantine Empire. Cities emptied, trade routes collapsed, and social structures crumbled. With a significant loss of population, the empire struggled to maintain its power. This pandemic reshaped the course of European history, leading to economic decline and paving the way for future events like the Black Death centuries later. The Plague of Justinian was a stark reminder of how fragile life can be. The Great Fire of London, 1666. In 1666, a catastrophic fire swept through London, changing the city forever. It all started in a small bakery on Pudding Lane. On September 2nd, a spark ignited a flame, and due to strong winds, that tiny fire grew into a raging inferno. For 4 days, the Great Fire of London consumed everything in its path, narrow streets, tightly packed wooden homes, and landmarks, including 87 churches. By the time the fire was finally put out, nearly 70,000 of the city's 80,000 residents were left homeless. But remarkably, only 6 people were recorded as dead. The devastation forced the city to rethink its urban planning. New fire safety laws were introduced, streets were widened, and wooden buildings were replaced with brick and stone structures to prevent future disasters. The Great Fire of London left behind scars, but also paved the way for a safer and more modern city. A fiery disaster that reshaped London's future forever. Follow for more historical moments.